Welcome to the Year 6 strategy for addition. In this lesson I'm learning to solve addition problems by changing one of the numbers to a tidy number. And the answer to the questions we're looking at will be greater than 100. Let's start with this question. I've got 113 counters and I want to add 98 more. Well, just like we've done in the year 4 and 5 examples, I want to change one of these numbers to a tidy number. And the number that I'm going to choose here is 98, because that is close to 100. So to change 98 to 100, I have to add 2. And I've got these two counters from the 113. So this 113, or pile of 113 counters, is going to get two counters smaller. So instead of being 113, it's now going to be 111. So now I've changed my original question into this easier question. So if I have 111 and I have to add one more 100, that will take me to 211. Now now's a good point to just stop this video and see if you can explain to someone why in addition is one of the sides getting bigger and the other side getting smaller. Hopefully the explanation you've given to your buddy is something like this. In addition we have we can imagine having two piles of counters. In this example we had 113 and we had 98. But because I wanted to change this 98 into 100, I had to take two counters that were in this pile and I moved them over to here. That's why this pile got bigger and this pile got smaller. Let's try another question. This time I've got 232 counters and I want to add 79 more. So I look at my numbers and see which one of these is close to a tidy number. Well, 79 is close, so I'm going to change that number to 80. And I do that by adding one counter to it. And I've got this one counter from over here. So this pile is now going to be one counter smaller. So 232 minus 1 is 231. So now I've changed this harder question into this easier question. And I know the answer to 231 plus 80 is 311. Now if you got to this step here and you thought this was still a very hard question to answer, now's probably a good time to stop and do a little bit more practice adding tidy numbers. Let's try one last question. This time I've got 145 counters and I want to add 82 more. So we start by looking at the two numbers and deciding which one of these numbers is close to a tidy number. And the closest number is 80. So to change 82 into 80, I had to take two counters away from this side. Now these two counters that I've taken away, I have to put them somewhere, so I'm going to put them on this side. So this side is getting two counters bigger. So 145 plus 2 is 147. So now I've changed this harder question into this easier question. It's easier because all I have to do is add a tidy number, and I know that 147 plus 80 is 227. Let's have a think about the important things to remember in this lesson. Well, in this lesson, one of our numbers is getting bigger and the other number is getting smaller. But it's not enough to just say that one number's getting bigger and one number's getting smaller. You should be able to explain why is one number getting bigger and why is the other number getting smaller. And once you have made one of the numbers bigger and one of the numbers smaller, you should be left with a question where you're adding a tidy number. Just like these two questions here. You can find the activity sheet that goes with this lesson in the Teacher Tools Addition and Subtraction book from the Whitebook collection.